day 70 of 365 days of remembering. Turn it right here. Today, we are going to talk about staying in our centered point, staying in our sourceness amidst the chaos, amidst whatever is going on. In fact, we're even going to go further than that and say, we don't even need to see it as chaos because we are so centered, so grounded in the truth of who we are in our own being. And we're going to make that a focus because as spiritually conscious beings, that's what this is all about. That's what this game is. All this stuff going on amidst this illusion. All these other examples of other people's creations, as I've spoken about before. Do we want to take our cue from that, or do we want to use this as the call that it is, as the deeper opportunity to go within and to use this as an experience to empty more, to let us feel the triggers if they arise, and to be okay with that, and then to empty of them, to say, you know, what is this trying to show me about myself so that I can get more centered, get more grounded, have less fear. Fuck the fear, you know, just like let that go because it's not yours. It's not you. Did you create it? I mean, you obviously see it, so there must be something in it for you. But I bet that as a spiritually conscious being, you're not choosing fear. You don't want to live in that space. You know that you're a being of love and light. You know that you're a master creator. You know that you came here to dance and play in that and to understand so fully your invincibility, your indestructibility, your epicness. And not only that, but the rightness of everything as it's unfolding with you participating in the co-creation of it all. So what are we all being invited to? If you want to tune in and vibe up and get a little bit more clarity and a few more skills to help you be in the eye of the storm and not be pulled into it fully, to be of this experience, like to be in it but not of it is what I actually meant, to be like witnessing it and staying in that witnessing place, knowing full well where you live, where you reside, where you take your cues and feel centered. If that sounds exciting to you, then I invite you to like this video, subscribe so that you can hear my other videos where we dive into similar topics and we really talk about what it means to be a spiritually conscious being with our feet on the spiritual path, expanding, evolving, awakening, realizing, all of that good stuff. So this topic, this is a big one, and it's a big call to all of us. It's a big, like, communal call for the whole collective to come into fully the understanding of unconditionality. It's like an opportunity that we are being blessed with to have a clear recognition that what is going on outside of me is not going to be the thing that determines what I feel and how I want to move through my own life experience. How interesting that as a collective we would invite ourselves to this. We would invite ourselves to an experience that is going to trigger many, many, many people and is going to call us to meet those triggers, not by looking at the thing and blaming it, but looking in and saying, okay, so how do I want to feel in the midst of this? Do I want to choose fear or do I want to choose love? Do I want to choose to stand in my beingness, my perfection, my indestructibility, my knowing that I am an aspect of source, of the creator, of God, of the infinite, whatever you want to call it? Where do I want to fit into this? Where do I want to stand? How do I want to view my experience and relationship? Because this is really one of those times where, you know, you could say the rubber meets the road, because this is the actual living of that. This is the living. This is the calling forth the example of what does it mean to live unconditionally, to be able to like know what's going on because it popped into you. And if you've had awareness of all the things that are happening, the virus, the stock market, the shifting stuff that's going on, I have the teeniest tiny little bit of knowledge about that because I have kids, and so I've been exposed to a little bit of it here and there. But I am still dancing in this place of perfection within my own self, of my own clarity and my own purity. So this is the time to stand in the clarity of that, to stand in your own knowingness. It is the call that we're being all called to. It's to say, you know what, I believe these things. And it's easy to believe them when everything around me is comfortable, when everything around me is, only triggering me a little bit. But when something bigger comes, can I still stand in that space? Can I still firmly put my feet on the ground and say, you know what, this is what I stand for. This is what I believe. I believe that I'm an epic being of love and light. I believe that my physical body is just part of the vehicle that allows me to have this experience. I believe in my own divine safety. I believe that I am surrounded in the love and light of Source. I believe that that energy is there, and I believe that I create my reality by where I put my focus. And so since I know that, I'm going to be conscious about putting my focus on the things that I want, which is vitality. Yeah, that feeling of vitality just running through my body. Strength. Health. Mm-hmm. Joy. Bliss. Alignment. I'm going to whirl myself up with my inner being and dance and play and not let any of that change any of this, because it's unchangeable. I am the unchangeable awareness, noticing it all. And just to be clear, I'm not saying that this is easy, and I'm not saying it's easy all the time. But I'm saying that if you want to be a believer, a proponent of the law of attraction, then this is when it gets to the nitty-gritty. This is when we're being called to step into it, to expand ourselves, to really show ourselves our greatness, to say, every moment that you've practiced knowing who you were, knowing who you are, standing in that, believing it, believing that you're an epic being of love and light, believing that you create your own reality moment to moment to moment, and knowing full well that just because something happens outside of you doesn't mean you have to take your cues from it, doesn't mean it's relevant for you, that all kinds of experiences can exist, but you get to be the chooser of which ones come close to you, and standing in that and having this awesome opportunity now to show yourself what you've been practicing on a deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper level. This is when it gets good. This is when we really get to attune more, to go deeper, to be inward more, to take our cues from ourselves and to make that our focus, and just see everything around us as the game it is, as the illusion it is. It's really amazing and funny. I often say to my husband, it's like being in a cartoon, kind of. It's like being pulled into this movie and you're just like watching everything. And you have this epic feeling that you're just there and everything's okay. And you just know it. Like you so fully know that you're okay. It doesn't matter what happens around you, you're still okay. It's like if you could be in a video game and you know that that's not at risk, you're just there. You're just there for the experience of it. Because who you really are is not touched by any of this. It doesn't even matter. It's not even felt. So the call is, can the character that you're identifying yourself as stand in that clarity and that certainty and that knowingness? Take a deep breath in and just ooze love anyway. And just make that conscious choice to just ooze love anyway. Be the joy, be the bliss, be the truth. Stand in it, be the love. Hold that space, because fear is a choice. It really is. I wanted to share a cute little story from the autobiography of a yogi, and I don't remember what chapter it was, but it was the book written by Paramahansa Yogananda. And there's a section in the book where he is talking about a priest that is praying and praying and praying, and it's during the time of the Black Plague. And in his meditation, this ghost of some sort comes, and the priest begs to him and says, get away, stay away from my town. Like, you don't need to come here. And he said, I'm only going to come in. I'm only going to take 3 of them. It's karma. And karma is a whole nother conversation that we don't have to have right now. But let's just substitute karma for it's their creation. That's what they're vibrating. I'm going to come and get them. So then the next day, 3 people in the town die. And the priest thinks, okay, that's great. It's over now. And then the next day, more people die. And the next day, more people die. And the next day, more people die. And this continues to go on. And in meditation, the priest is like saying, what's going on? What's going on? Calling back to this sort of ghost spirit. And the spirit appears and says, and the priest says, like, what did you do? You didn't agree to what we said. You kept taking people. And he said, no, I only took the first 3. The other ones succumbed to fear. And I think it's beautiful. Again, not easy, but beautiful in the sense that that is what this is really about. That is what the truth of this virus is this fear that runs rampant, that we often just see as having no control over, but yet we do. And as spiritually conscious beings, we're going to choose love. We're going to choose to stand in the clarity of who we are and in our creative ability. So I invite you all to do that. And again, if you enjoyed this video and you want to dive into these topics more, then I invite you to subscribe to my channel and watch some of my other videos. And comment, share what you think. How are you navigating this whirlwind of experience that we're all sort of seeing? Like, let's just leave it at that. We're all seeing it, and how do we navigate it? So I will see you tomorrow. Bye.